everyone, welcome to the Brilliance Cafe. We have a very special guest today, Robert Donnell from P5 Marketing. Hello.
Hey, Dr. Steffi, how are you doing?
Fantastic. So this is real quick. So let's dive right in. Basically, at some point, we figured maybe 3 years ago, we started this conversation about how you and your wife who own P5 Marketing have all the smarts in your brain, and it was very difficult to outsource anything, and your revenue level was at a certain level that you wanted to increase. And so can you tell us a little bit what was it like at that time, and then what happened?
The interesting thing is, I think, is that we were unfocused in terms of our industry segments that we went after and the services that we offered. We were afraid, though, to focus because we didn't want to give up any of our existing clients. And what if somebody wanted something else that we did, And so I think by doing the process of Brilliance extraction, we pretty quickly understood that, we had some unique skills that we could put together in a way that very few other people did. In other words, we have a strong sales background, we have a strong marketing background, we have a medical background, and just coincidentally, I'm fluent in Spanish. So when the conversation came around to, how do we systematize what we do so that we can focus better, so that we can delegate, so that we can grow, I was able to reach out to people in Latin America that are talented programmers and built a team of people that I couldn't afford to build in the United States, and offer services at a competitive price that allowed us to grow quickly. So that allowed us to focus on plastic surgeons as an industry segment. That's been very good to us. They did well during COVID because people were quarantining anyway, so they could recover from plastic surgery, and a lot of people scheduled and got it done. They didn't miss a beat. So our revenues, we had our best year ever in 2020. So that was a lot related to being able to focus on plastic surgeons.
But it actually took, yes, and it actually took less than a year to triple your revenues once we started that process of really pulling the brilliance out of your brain and laying it sort of on the table and saying, what do we have here that's unique, and how do we best position you?
Right. And that's obviously what led to that. But a big part of that was the ability to break what we did down into processes that could be delegated in pieces without necessarily giving away the recipe for the whole enchilada, so to speak.
That's excellent. So now you've gone from essentially being this very smart company based on you and your wife to being this very smart, uniquely positioned company with a number of employees and freelancers with a very unique machinery that puts together marketing and sales into one operation with a very unique niche, namely the plastic surgeons or cosmetic surgeons.
Right.
And not just even for all areas, but you're hyper-focused on high-definition liposuction.
Right. We really know it. People are much more comfortable when they understand that you understand them. That's very powerful. I don't ever want anybody to forget how important focus really is.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to do, but it's very rewarding. So now with that said, you are actually in a place that before we started this conversation about extracting your brilliance and making it into a system wasn't even possible, about making your company into an asset that could be passed on to someone. Can you comment on that?
Well, that's when you have a business like this that is proselytized or it has definite processes and repeatable segments, you're a little less critical or a lot less critical to the running of the company. So somebody can imagine buying, if you're the only person that is able to hold this together, or you are two people that can hold it together, it's not a sellable asset. It's only when you are not part of the day-to-day, or don't have to be part of the day-to-day, that it can be purchased and sold.
So that gives some freedom to your future planning.
It also gives you the freedom to work on your business rather than not in the business. I mean, I have the time to attract a new client or two and bring on new services. Like last year, we were able to add the whole appointment setting function and call center. So, you know, those kinds of things would not have been possible when we were busy around trying to put out the little fires.
But that's a really good point. So when you are basically dishing out the expertise that's already in your brain on a daily basis because it's not documented anywhere, not made into a knowledge system that can be handed over easily, then you don't have enough time to think of new things which advance your business. So you don't get to create new things as much and work on your business as much as you can now. That's
Right.
right. So you've already answered in part, or maybe completely already, what are the lessons learned or recommendations maybe that you can give to the people listening?
Well, I'll restate, focus, focus, focus. That really is very powerful and very freeing. And the second thing that just sort of popped into my head is to understand this is not a linear process. In other words, when we started, we didn't have we didn't know where we were going to end up. And part of working through stuff like this is being, as I like to say, being able to muck about a little bit and open yourself up to new opportunities that you hadn't imagined.
Yeah, so I remember clearly that in the beginning, yes, we didn't know yet what that successful marketing niche was going to be, but where we started was to write down the processes that you were using and made it therefore a lot easier to actually even share with your clients how you create the magic for them that you were creating for them already back then,
Right.
a few years ago. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.